everyone. Welcome back to another podcast episode. My name is Alicia Gogan, the host of the Globe Seekers podcast, where I help you expand your mind and become more self-aware so that you can glow up into the best version of yourself. Hello, how are we doing? If you're watching on YouTube, it's a new background, and the background is giving what it needs to give. Okay, we are here. I know whoever is listening audio, you can't see. Maybe this is your time to go watch the Globe Seekers podcast channel on YouTube, just for a moment, just so you can see what the vibe is. We've got a new chair. We've got artwork. We've got the YouTube plaque up here. We got a little chest going over here. I am so happy with this space. Now listen, things are going to change probably, but let's quickly do a rundown, but we will get into the episode because I'm not going to make this super long. So I'm sitting on this beautiful blue Togo dupe chair. I will have this linked on my LTK because I found it on Wayfair, but I did get it on Alibaba because I couldn't find the baby blue that I wanted to, but then I found it on Wayfair. Totally fine. I'll have it linked if you want. It is so comfy. It is actually called a beanbag chair, but it's not a beanbag. Like, it is definitely harder than a beanbag, but it is so comfortable. I can like chill. I have a pillow behind me. Oh my gosh, like recording now is going to just be so fun and fresh for me. And then I have this, okay, so it's like one half is, well, it's a butterfly behind me, but one half is like, there's half of the butterfly is blue, and then one half, the butterfly is like a lighter blue with a white background, and then a darker blue with a darker blue black background. That was really hard to explain. I was gonna put these two because they came separate in like picture frames, but then they didn't fit in the picture frame, so I was like, you know what, honestly, I'm just gonna use tape and put them up. So it works. We got the YouTube plaque from the main channel. This is so funny because obviously I don't have 100K on the podcast channel, just my main channel. Well, over that now, but when I got this plaque, my YouTube name for my main channel was The Glow Up Secrets, and I didn't have a podcast channel because I only did audio. So this plaque says, congratulations, The Glow Up Secrets, for hitting 100K. And I was like, damn, like I kind of wanted to say my name. So when I hit 100K on the podcast channel and I get another plaque, I'm just going to have it say Alicia Gogan, and then that way I have one for the pod and one for my name. And then when I hit 1 million, we'll just do the same thing. So love that for us. I also have my little acrylic podcast art, which everyone who listens to the audio will see my podcast art. And this was actually from Tess. Shout out to Tess. She is doing well right now, but not the best situation happened to her over the weekend, but we're sending lots of love and prayers to her. She is going to be just fine. Love you, Tess. And then I picked up this candle because it matched my podcast art pink. So we have blue, we have a little bit of pink. We're going to add some more, but I am so happy to be here recording. My office is so clean now from all of the shit that was everywhere in this place, and I just feel like at home now. I haven't recorded in this room. If you guys don't know, I live in a 1-bedroom plus den in Toronto, and my den is actually, honestly, it's like a room. It has a window. It's beautiful. It's big enough for, honestly, you could have this as a room. And so I wanted this to be my office for the longest time, but I really wanted to put some thought into it. And so I've been recording all of my episodes out in the kitchen area. Well, not the kitchen area, but the living room / kitchen area. It was working, but now we're here. I'm so happy to be here. I hope you guys like everything. Just better visuals for the pod. Things will probably move, but I am so comfortable. That is the only thing that I wanted, was to be just more comfortable when I was recording. So anyways, we need to get into it. And what we need to get into is, when are you going to stop hating on yourself? When are you going to decide that you are good enough? When are you going to decide that you are hot enough? Like, this is the reason why I kind of came up with this. Well, there's many reasons why I came up with this specific topic, because I just feel like collectively everyone needs to always hear this. But I think this is probably when I came back from Nashville. I had the best time in Nashville. I was just feeling myself. For the most part, honestly, I have pretty good confidence with myself, and it wasn't always like this. I didn't always think that I was pretty. I didn't always think that I had an amazing body. I didn't always think that I was successful. Like, definitely not. And obviously, like, I've built myself up to a point where, yes, it's very clear that it makes sense why I would be confident in certain areas of my life, because I've had success in that sense in a way. But still, there was always a level of me deciding that I was worthy and enough and hot enough and pretty enough before, let's say, I was fully embodied in that, or I really knew that. I just had to, at some point in my life, just stop picking on everything about myself and just decide that I'm good enough. But like I was saying, I came back from Nashville. I was just feeling so just happy with myself and how far I've come, and just, really feeling myself. And I remember for one of the off-topic episodes, what I do for the off-topic episodes, by the way, is I usually have a lot of thoughts or just different things that come to me throughout the week, or things that have happened, things that I just, there's some wisdom in something. I'll write it in my notes app, and then when I'm ready to record, I will, pick and choose some of the things that I want to talk about. And one of the main thoughts that I had when I came back from Nashville is like, when are we going to collectively decide that we are hot? When are we going to decide that we are good enough? Like, are we not sick and tired? Because I know that I was. But are you, I should just say it because I'm going to talk to you now. Are you not sick and tired of waking up every single fucking day and looking at yourself and picking out every flaw that you have, constantly complaining about all the things that you have not accomplished, constantly going over and over and over all of the mistakes, in quotations, mistakes that you have made, or the things that you haven't done, or constantly comparing yourself to other people? When are you going to stop? Like, let's just give it a moment. I'm just wondering when. Okay, wait, I know when you're going to. It's going to be when you hit that new goal on the scale, or when your body changes, or when you make X amount of money, or when you have this amount of followers, or when he texts you back, or when he decides to this, that, and the third, or when you decide, when you make the next move, this, da, 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 da. I am here to tell you this, and I'm almost going to be 28, okay? So I feel like I'm getting really older and wiser at this point, and like, I'm not that old, but like, I'm getting wiser, okay? If you are waiting for something outside of you to almost give you that confirmation of, yes, now I'm hot, yes, now I'm worthy, yes, now I'm lovable, you will be waiting a very long time. And this is the thing that I also don't want you to gaslight yourself on, is thinking, well, no, like when I've hit that goal, I did feel hotter, or, when I find the guy that really I think is really attractive, now I do realize that I'm attracted. Okay, so there is obviously some things that you can do in your life which will allow you to kind of decide that you're hot, or you are worthy, or you are enough, or that you're lovable, or whatever. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be something if you constantly are always waiting for that external validation. But I realized that my story in my life was I was chasing the acknowledgement and love that I didn't get from a parent that wasn't giving it to me. And then I started to recreate that same type of chasing pattern with society, with friends, with men, with everything in my life. And this is not to always bring it back to the parents and blame and whatever. And obviously I've really healed a lot, honestly, from that relationship that I didn't necessarily have with my father. But there's definitely something to say and see within your own story, because realistically, this waiting to decide that you are enough or lovable or valuable or hot enough or whatever, this waiting usually has to do with something in your own personal life that you've already kind of gone through. Maybe you weren't good enough for your mom or your dad, or maybe you didn't get enough acknowledgement from parents or friends around you. Maybe you were growing up in environments where no one was really, uplifting you or pursuing you or picking you. And that was me. Even in my high school years, I wasn't necessarily the most favorable type of look, or, I didn't have like all of the friends. I was pretty likable, but like, whatever it is. But I realized that I was just like, no matter what it was, whether it was me being really young and shy, me in high school, me in college, there was always this energy of waiting. And on top of that, doing my very best to continue to try and get that approval from other people. Like, I was waiting for people to finally tell me that I was pretty enough by working on myself and doing this. And then I would show up, or I'd post an Instagram photo, and then I'm like waiting for the likes. And then I'm like, oh, okay, now I'm lovable. But guess what? That's fleeting, because the likes drop and then people are on to the next thing. And you got to keep it up. You got to constantly keep it up. And what I realized was, I am so sick and tired of trying to keep it up. I'm so tired of trying to chase people and convince people that I am lovable and that I am enough. And the most wise thing that I came to realize, honestly, in my life was once you actually decide that you're hot enough, that you're lovable enough, that you are just enough, that's when people start to decide that you are as well. And it's weird to think because it's like we're always taught to just, change yourself, morph yourself, like wait around and like, these people like this. So just like be like that person more and then you'll be loved. But realistically, there is so many people out in this world that like so many different types of things. And this is not about you conforming to what other people want and need. But at the end of the day, it's like to think that you can't be who you are and be enough it's just flawed thinking. So how do you stop wasting your 20s hating yourself? And honestly, this could be 30s, 40s, whatever age, like even younger, right? How do you stop wasting your life hating yourself? And this is the thing. It's like we're waiting for this answer. Like, okay, Alicia's going to give me this answer and it's going to be like, again, this external thing that she's going to give me that I can implement in my life. But the answer really and truly is you just have to decide. You just have to decide that you are enough. And now, how do you decide that you are enough? How do you decide that you can look into the mirror and be like, I'm hot, I'm pretty, I'm successful, everything I've done is good enough, like whatever? You have to tap into unconditional love. So this is the thing. Most things in life are honestly on condition, especially love. And it's okay to have certain things on condition when it comes to like relationships and just for yourself, right? It's kind of this like, it's this energy of like discipline, the masculine energy, the expectation, okay, well, you need to be a good person and then you'll get rewarded, or like, you need to show up this way in a relationship and then you'll be able to be worthy kind of having a relationship. Like obviously, like as human beings, we should be worthy of having things in our lives in general, like food and water and love and this, that. But obviously there's also like certain things on conditions, like, okay, with women, like, I'm not going to just date a bum who does nothing with his life, who contributes no way financially, who doesn't treat me right, who cheats on me, who does all these things. Like obviously you need to have certain expectations. But honestly, what I've found is most of society in relationships, whatever it is, jobs, like money, finances, everything, it's all on condition. Everything is so conditional. If you do one thing, you're done. If you make one mistake, oh my God, it's the worst thing ever. And like, that is just, it's flawed thinking because we're human beings. This we have to understand. We are human beings. We are going to mess up. We are human beings. We have came on this earth with flaws, like physically flaws, or honestly, you don't even have to look at them as flaws, but I'm just saying that as a word because we all kind of understand that. But realistically, they're only flaws because we say that they're flaws. And this is the crazy part, right? There are people who literally think your flaws are the most beautiful thing, and then you think that they're not because you've been raised around people who said that that was a flaw, like things like that. But practicing unconditional love with yourself will be the best thing you could possibly do to allow you to just wake up and just put down the negativity, put down the self-hate, put down the old programming and just say, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And I really do think the thing that really helped me kind of just surrender into this unconditional love for myself and other people is simply just realizing that I'm burning myself out trying to be this picture perfect version of me. I went through so many cycles, and I'm going to talk about this a lot in my book that's coming out in January, but I started to recognize how I was creating this shell of a human being because I was so not unconditionally loving to myself. I told myself that I needed to have a certain specific body type and I had to look a certain way in my hair and my face and my personality and my social media and my friendships and my relationships and my finances. They all had to be so goddamn particular that the way in which I tried to attain these things were so hard and so unrealistic that I kept falling off and going into these cycles and binge eating and overspending because I was so stressed, and then putting myself on this restrictive whatever it was to try and make up for all of the mistakes, quote unquote mistakes that I did. And I just kept doing these cycles until I realized that is not the way that I'm going to get anything in my life. I had to be okay with the fact that yes, right now my body doesn't look perfect perfect like the girls on social media. I had to be okay with the fact that my skin, yeah, it wasn't the clearest, but I still was going to go out and still pursue my dreams or whatever it was. I was still going to go on dates. I was still going to do whatever. I had to be okay with the fact that, my hair is not straight like my friends. It's not straight. Can we get through this? Can we just embrace this? Yeah. Because like at this point, me not embracing it, me not being okay with the fact that I was different led me to straightening my hair to the point where I was burning my hair off because it just wasn't healthy for my hair type. Like there's just certain things that I kept doing in my life that I realized like I am literally creating a whole new version of me that is just not even healthy anymore because I'm having these conditions on myself and how I think that I need to show up in this world. And I just wasn't deciding that I was good enough the way that I was. And like other things that I would do when I was younger, I'm pretty sure if I can remember, I put this in my book, but I would always wait till summer to live my life. Or like the only thing that I would think about during winter was getting my body ready for summer. And then when summer came and I never quote unquote had the perfect bikini body because I had these unrealistic expectations about myself, I wouldn't go out. I wouldn't go to the beach. I would hide my body. I would be so incredibly uncomfortable. I would be so incredibly uncomfortable with the clothes that I was wearing in high school. I would wear these like big, huge sweaters. I would wear these long, I remember specifically, and I think I've talked about this before, I'm not too sure, but I remember specifically, it was a hot ass day. It was so goddamn hot, middle of summer. And I was walking around with my friends and I was wearing this, like one of those windbreaker type of vibes. So it wasn't like the hottest jacket in the world, but it was a jacket and it was long sleeves and it was huge. But I loved it because it was able to cover like my little muffin top that I used to have when I would wear my jeans, which is so normal. And but I hated it so much. So like anytime that I would wear t-shirts, I just didn't like how I had like a little muffin top. So I would wear these big jackets so it can kind of cover that. And so I was so incredibly insecure that I was walking in the dead heat outside with my friends. I think I was wearing shorts, but I was so hot. I was sweating. I probably had like armpit stains because I was so freaking hot. And I just would not take off that jacket and just be so incredibly just free and okay because I was that insecure about something that, yes, in that moment, it felt like the biggest deal in the whole entire world, but it really was not. And it took away the quality of my life. I was literally so uncomfortable to the point where, of course, I wanted to go home quicker. I wanted to just stay in my room and just go on Tumblr and just like scroll and, be in my little cocoon because I just didn't feel okay. And now, listen, it doesn't mean that you can never change anything about yourself when you are unconditionally loving and starting to accept yourself. But I mean, in terms of, okay, being comfortable and just being happy in my own skin, I could have easily just done that by taking off my jacket, but I just couldn't do it. I just felt like it was like, so many people would see my body and they would hate it, whatever. And the truth is, the goddamn truth of it all, it was just me. It was just me looking at myself saying, you're not good enough. You have to wear this jacket. You're not good enough. And listen, what I want to say to the people, especially in high school, because people in high school can be rude. You might have people in your life who say, you don't look good enough, or, oh my God, she has this or that. But that is their opinion. And you cannot live life for other people who, by the way, do not give an F about you, because if they cared about you, they wouldn't make you uncomfortable and say, oh my God, look at your body. You couldn't wear that. You shouldn't wear that. You should wear your freaking hot ass jacket and you should be super uncomfortable in life. People who care about you who don't say that to you. People who care about you don't want you to be uncomfortable. The people that I care about, I want them to be as comfortable as possible. You want to wear an outfit that doesn't look the exact same as mine and we have completely different styles, but you feel comfortable in that? Let's go out anyways. I don't care. I want to be around people who are comfortable around me, and I want to be comfortable around myself. Gone are the days where I am surrounding myself with people, places, things, everything where I am not allowed to be myself. But this is the thing. It always starts from within, because at the end of the day, yes, you might have people out here being like, ooh, you can't wear that, or you look ugly in that, or this girl's hot and you're not hot. This girl's hot, or this is the beauty standard, or this is I don't care. You have to decide. And the best part about you saying, I don't care, I'm going to do what I want to do because I am comfortable and like this makes me comfortable, is People have one of two options. They will conform and look at you and accept you and be like, oh, okay, well, that's how she wants to dress or whatever. That's great. Okay, I'm going to let her be like that because, she wants to dress like this or whatever. And on top of that, they're going to find something so incredibly sexy and amazing and beautiful about you because you decided to stand in your worth. Or number two, they're going to fall off and they're going to say, I don't like that. And you're going to go, I don't care. This is me and I'm living my life for myself. And they will go and you will find other people who vibe with you. And that is just that. So why is it that we are choosing an option, a third, but honestly very invalid option of saying, okay, well, I'm going to just keep conforming. I'm just going to keep conforming to what this person likes. And then I'm going to meet this person over here and they're going to like this thing about the way that women dress, or, they want their friends to wear this color or that style, or talk like this, or be interested in that thing. So I'm just going to do that. And then when that's not going to be enough because these people don't fucking like you or really care about you in the first place, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to try this thing. When is enough enough? When are you going to decide that is enough? When are you going to decide that you are tired? Are you tired? I don't know about you, but I am super tired from that. Like, genuinely. I mean, it's been a long time since I've really gave that much of a fuck about what other people think about me. But I was so incredibly tired of the thoughts that ran through my head about how I needed to look and be in order for people to like me. I honestly just think that, like how people talk about the Roman empires, like how men always think about the Roman Empire. And there was this girl who said on TikTok, my Roman Empire is being skinny, how she like always thinks about being skinny every single day. Like it consumes her, like, the clothes she would wear if she was skinny, or the things that she would do if she was skinny. I used to also be like that as well. Sorry, my camera heated up, but what I was saying about the Roman Empire was that was so me in high school. Every single day I would just think about what life would be like if I was skinny, or I had this body, or I had this, that, and third. And again, this is not to mean that we can never have goals in our lives and we can never want to change, but changing from a place of self-hate never got me anywhere. My whole entire fucking book is about that, okay? And honestly, this is what happened for me. I realized that I was so burnt out by having, let's say, being skinny, my Roman Empire. And I decided that I no longer wanted it to be my Roman Empire. AKA, I no longer wanted to think about it all the time and have, even when I had a really unhealthy relationship with food, I was so done thinking about food all of the time. I was like, can I just have a normal life? But I had to decide, you know what? I'm going to stop caring so much about my appearance right now. I'm going to stop caring about, if I'm this skinny, or if this guy's going to like me, or if I'm going to be this popular, or like have this many likes, or this, that. I had to stop caring so much about that. I had to drop that. I had to decide that I was good enough. And then what happened was this. Once I decided, I was able to actually pick up healthy behaviors in my life. I healed my relationship with food. I healed my relationship with my body image. I got the fittest, the healthiest I've ever been. My mental health on fucking 10. I healed my relationship with food. And none of those things are my Roman Empire anymore. None of those things consume my day to day. Seriously. Even when it comes to relationships and like men, honestly. Like there ain't no Roman Empire man in my head constantly taking up fucking space in my head rent free. I don't do that. But you know why? It's because I decided that, you know what? I'm going to be good enough. I'm going to decide to unconditionally love myself. I'm going to decide that yes, I have flaws, and yes, my body's not where I want it to be. And yes, I made certain mistakes in my life. Or yes, there's going to be somebody that's always going to be prettier than me, or skinnier than me, than hotter than me, have nicer hair than me, better skin than me, cooler than me, younger than me, fresher than me. Who gives a fuck? And I'm still good. I'm still good enough. I'm still hot. I'm still beautiful. I'm still X, Y, and Z. Okay, I decided that. And what happened was my actions that came from me deciding I was enough made me glow up even more. I ended up embracing more of my natural beauty. I ended up embracing my hair, embracing my body, embracing my style, embracing my own uniqueness. Started going for what I actually wanted in my life instead of trying to do everything that everyone else was doing. And even when it came to, even jobs or how you make money, this, that, I decided to be a content creator. I decided to do all these things in my life because I decided that I was good enough, and this is another thing when it comes to just even I can just even bring this to content creation. People are always asking, like, they're trying to find the answer of like, well, how did you start it? How did you do it? And I need tips. I decided I was good enough. I decided that what I'm saying on this podcast right now was good enough for someone else to hear. I decided. Am I perfect? No. Could somebody say it better than I could? Probably. Is somebody prettier than me that could probably say it in more an eloquent way? And they're more successful and they have more followers? Yes. Does that mean I'm going to not live my life? No. And you shouldn't either. You should not let what other people are doing or not doing really fucking affect how you move through life, honestly. And I just think with so many crazy things that are going on in the world right now, and on top of that, in my own personal life, there's been so many weird things that have been happening to people. And of course, because I'm getting older, I'm not really interested in wasting more of my time and my energy waking up and deciding that I'm not good enough, looking in the mirror and nitpicking all my flaws or just telling myself I'm not good enough. It feels so much better to sit here and be like, yep, I'm enough. Yep, this outfit looks amazing on me. Yep, my hair looks amazing. Yep, my skin is fucking amazing. Or yep, my smile is great. Or yep, everything that I said in this relationship or everything that I'm doing in this relationship is good enough. I don't have to change anything. I don't have to go back and think about all the ways I should have been different or this. Nope, I'm good enough. It is honestly freeing. And it's a practice. And I think that there's many factors that play into the reason why it's hard for us to just be like, I'm enough. And this is actually what I want to talk about in next week's episode, the pressure to be pretty, the pressure to be perfect, the pressure that we have in our own lives that constantly have us going from, okay, I'm going to accept myself and love myself. And then 3 seconds later, oh, fuck, I need to change my whole entire life. Because you know what? It's not just all in your head, right? There's so many things that happen around us, social media, the people that you've grown up around. Obviously, there's things that I've talked about in this episode. But I want to give you some tips in that episode of like how to practically kind of get in this tunnel vision of no longer letting the pressures of society make you feel like you're not good enough. And there will always always be pressures, but there's definitely ways in which that you can navigate those pressures of everyone else's opinions and everyone else's, lens in which they look through the world. But today I just wanted to send this message, however long this episode is going to be, just to make you think. I just want you to sit on this question. And I just want you to just like really like take it in. Like, when is it that I'm going to stop hating myself? Like when is it in my brain when the plan was to stop this? When I'm 28 years old, when I'm 25, when I'm 23, when I'm 40, maybe I'll stop when I have kids. Maybe once that guy marries me, then I'll stop hating on myself. Then I'll stop second guessing myself. Then I'll stop comparing myself. When I get 100K in the bank account, then that's when I'll think that I've made it. Or when my body, I'm 10 pounds lighter, that's when I'll accept what I see in the mirror. Come on. And again, this is not to mean that you can't work on yourself and glow up and change yourself and whatever. But I will tell you this, it is going to be so much easier for you to lose that 10 pounds, or it's going to be so easier for you to have more confidence in relationships. It's going to be so much easier for you to hit that 100K financial goal of yours when you first decide, you know what, I'm actually okay right now without it. Because what will happen is the actions in which you take from a place of self-love will get you there quicker. It will be sustainable. You will pick up healthy eating behaviors, healthy movement behaviors, healthy work schedules, and productivity, all of these things, in which these things will become a part of your normal, natural way of life. And you'll get everything that you need instead of only using healthy behaviors to a means to an end. This is not what we should be doing. We shouldn't just be eating healthy just to get lose the 10 pounds. We should eat healthy because it's something we should do forever. We shouldn't only wake up and just be productive just so you can get an end goal. We should learn how to be productive so we have more time to live our lives, to get things done in a more efficient way. And this doesn't mean you always have to be productive, but like a lot of the things that we are really trying to do are things that we should just already have been doing throughout our lives. And why we're trying to pick these things up is to have that end goal, in which we would have already had the end goal if these just were normal parts of our lives. But we only use these healthy behaviors and habits just for the end goal. And it doesn't mean you can't obviously use some of these things as a way to get to your end goal. But it's like, okay, then what do you do when you get to the end goal? You just drop the healthy eating. People always say, oh, no. Like once I lose 10 pounds, I'll be happier and I'll be healthier. This doesn't mean that you won't be happy and healthy when you hit that goal. But what people don't understand is because you didn't use the healthy behavior in a way of like a normal, consistent thing in your life, you kind of looked at it as like, oh, this is like a punishment, or, oh, I just have to do 3 more days of this, 2 more days of this, 1 more day of this, and then I can be free. That's not, in my personal opinion, how you should be living, because it's like you should just be eating healthy because it's a normal thing. And it doesn't mean that you always have to eat healthy. I don't know. It's just something I've been thinking about. So I just want you to think about this. When is it that you're going to be done? When are you going to stop hating yourself? And listen, I'll tell you this, if you're younger than me, I hope that I can save you some years of self-hate by just reminding you that you just actually are going to have to decide at some point. So you might as well decide now. And it's a journey, of course. Doesn't mean you can't work on yourself, but I'm telling you, you're going to not only are you going to get to your goals quicker, but you're just going to free up so much time and space in your mind and your life to actually experience life outside of having being skinny be your fucking Roman Empire, or, waiting for summer and then you're going to live your life, or like waiting for a guy to text back and then you're going to have a happy day. You're going to have like this great day. Now I can go and like work on myself because he texts me back. Oh my fucking God. Can we please stop with that? Anyways, I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I just ranted forever because I just really want you to decide. And there's no waiting. There's no waiting. You think it's such an illusion for you to think that there's going to be this time and then you can decide that you're going to you can be happy now. You can be okay with yourself now. You can accept yourself now. Please do that. Do that for me. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for me. But then that's kind of a contradiction because you should really be doing it for yourself. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week, we're going to be talking about the pressure to be perfect, and I'll definitely continue to talk about this and more practical tips that I have implemented in my life to kind of keep myself in that tunnel vision to really be able to love and accept myself. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like the new setup. Also, if you are listening on Spotify or Apple, if you could give me a star review, preferably 5, I would love that, just so we can get the podcast out to more women, because that's the goal. Everyone needs to hear this message. I know it. And also, I do have the podcast Instagram, the Globe Seekers Podcast. If you ever want to tag me and show me that you're listening to this episode, I will post on there. And of course, I just have quotes and just fun things, and I do Q&As over there. So make sure that you're following, and make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel if you are not already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.